Right. What up, Saiyans? So, leg day today. Filmed an upper body workout yesterday for day one of the new meso. However, filmed it with a friend, soon to be next Buddha Broly. Not 100% sure how I'm gonna go about that video, but anyways, yeah, looking to start a new Buddha Broly with one of my good friends. We just lifted yesterday. He killed it. And yeah, what I'm thinking right now is I'm still gonna put the raw clips up on this channel. However, I might make like a shortened version for the main channel. Still not 100% sure. However, I think you guys would enjoy it just because, yeah, I had to, or I'm explaining every single thing to him, like all the exercises, and I think it would be good for everyone to learn as well as with the old Buddha Broly. So, anyways, sipping on some passion fruit boba tea protein. Haven't had passion fruit in a really long time. Their passion fruit pre-workout, and it is really good. But feeling good. Didn't get the best sleep last night. However, I don't feel tired or anything whatsoever. And yeah, we're just gonna kill it. So today's workout with the new meso, a little different than usual. Bringing back the 1.5 reps again. Or half one reps, however you want to say it. I just call it 1.5 just because it's easier to say. But really it's half one, I guess. Or I don't know. There's like another way to say it. But yeah, which would probably be more correct because you are doing half a rep before your full rep. But yeah, we got that for leg extensions. Got some split squats that I brought back. I think my legs made a lot of gains doing the split squats. Like, yes, they suck to do. They're just as bad as lunges, if not worse. However, yeah, the leg gains were amazing. So I brought that back and got a bunch of like easier stuff, less fatiguing things. But yeah, Bulgarian split squats is definitely the big one. But yeah, I'm just gonna finish this up and let's hit this. Okay, so first exercise is leg extensions, but we're doing it with the 1.5 rep style. So basically on the first rep is gonna be a half a rep. What I'm focusing on is not bouncing the weight. As I explained in my tutorial for those of you guys in the training group, and yesterday when I was teaching Gino, do not bounce the weight. Keep it under control the entire time. And yeah, so far, loving it. Feels great. I kind of went back and forth about adding this one in for leg extensions, but it feels really damn good. And I think it's something that I might play with in definitely future mesos. But we'll see how this meso goes first and how everyone responds to it. So again, this is the acclimation period, so not going crazy heavy, although my body is still pretty fresh from Japan, but still, it's a long meso. And I want to make sure I manage my fatigue properly so we can keep ascending through it, especially once we get to the ascension phase, because I have a lot of fun but hard things planned. So yeah, for those guys who haven't tried these 1.5 reps, feels great. Feels really good. And I'm just excited to see how much I can progress. Obviously, this is still really light. I'm still working on the form technique. But initial thoughts is solid. Okay, so next exercise, we're hitting some Bulgarian split squats. So these we're doing with a quad bias, which is why I have this wedge. So what I'm focusing on is with my front foot or the working leg, I'm driving my knee as far forward as possible. And that goes with any quad bias exercises, leg press, hack squat. If you want to bias your quads, you want that knee flexion. You want your knee going over the toes and pushing. You want to drive that knee as far forward as possible. So honestly, I could probably bring this back like another maybe like inch or so. I honestly don't remember my full setup from the last meso that I did these, but it was something like this. So anyways, yeah, starting here, drive that knee all the way forward, get that stretch, come up. Whew. I'm crazy pump ready, even just going pretty light with these 15-pound kettlebells. So glad I brought these back. These feel so damn good. These are one of those exercises where it sucks, kind of like lunges. They suck to do, but the gains are worth it. Okay, so next exercise we're doing is glute medius kickbacks. As weird as it sounds, I really learned to like this exercise. Still not the strongest at it. However, yeah, I'm seeing some gains happening. Kind of getting a better mind muscle connection with my glutes and just working on weak points. Like, you want a well-rounded physique, even for guys, you gotta hit some glutes, which is why I've been including it in the mesos. And to be honest, a lot of people want to be athletic. They want to run fast, jump high. A lot of that power, you know where it comes from? Hips and glutes. I mean, look at Tehran. A lot of the movements he does is all hip and glute dominant. Like, he doesn't do like hip thrust or isolation, that kind of thing. But a lot of the exercises he does do have to do a lot with the glutes and hip explosivity. So anyways, I was supposed to do lying leg curls next, but so I'm just hogging my bench. She decided to work out with me, which is fine. Akame's sleeping right now. Also, question, who's watched Shogun yet? Been wanting to watch it for the past couple of days, waiting for Sandra to stop putting it off. But heard it's really good. Heard it's the next Game of Thrones. Hopefully it ends better and lives up to the hype. But you know I'll be watching it. I love anything that has to do with samurai, anything Japan, anything that brings me back to my roots, but especially samurai stuff. Like, I love that shit. One of my trips to Japan, check out the Samurai Museum in Tokyo. If you guys haven't, really cool, really fucking cool. I bought swords there as well. And yeah, that's something we should do on our next trip.
Samurai?
Just look up samurai stuff. Like, there's got to be more samurai stuff than just in Tokyo.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, there's got to be stuff in Osaka. That's something I kind of forgot, but yeah. But that shit's going to get busy if this show, like, takes off.
Oh,
Imagine
yeah.
how busy, like, the Samurai Museum's going to get.
I'm going to try to look it up.
Which was actually really cool. So, the Samurai Museum, go check out. I made a video, like, years and years back going there. I still remember, like, 2 European, like, Saiyan Army fans saw me story there and basically ran there, and they caught me right before I left. And yeah, I was just super, like, overwhelmed and just grateful, you know, that I have people like that who, you know, made a difference in someone's life that much, where they would just drop everything, sprint to the train, run down and make it. Like, literally, as soon as I was walking outside of the museum, they came running down the street. It was wild. But shout out to them. I don't know if they're still around, but yeah, that museum was super cool. They have the OG armor that inspired Darth Vader, which was this, like, full black armor that looked dope as hell. And they had you learn about, I think it's like Musashi or whatever. He was the first dual swordsman. And I think he inspired lots of the animes where you see people wielding 2 swords, like Kirito from Sword Art Online and all the other different animes where they dual wield, which I didn't know. I didn't know it was like was it him? Or is it Obunaga? Nobunaga? Was it him? I can't remember. I haven't looked this stuff up in a long time. Shoot, I bought his book too. I didn't finish reading it. Anyways, let's continue. Okay, next exercise, lying hamstring curls. Real simple. Focus on the eccentrics. Get it as high as possible. For me, using this attachment, I just got to remember not to explode too fast on the concentric, or else the bar does pick up some momentum at the top. However, it's kind of hard to do a lot of the times, but just gonna rep this out. Yep, only my second leg day back since the trip. Legs, definitely don't feel as strong as before. However, contraction, the burn, the pump, everything else feels good, and I can't wait to get this mezzo started. Okay, last exercise, calves. So until I figure anything else or get a calf machine after we extend the gym and everything, this is how calves are probably going to be going down for the foreseeable future. I was doing them on the belt squat, which felt good, except it was kind of grinding against the pad. And yeah, I didn't really like that. So either I got to cushion it somehow or something. But yeah, calves off of the belt squat did feel pretty good. But yeah, I'm just not sure how else to get them done outside of just going to the gym. But anyways, these are fine. The only thing I don't like about these is they're single leg unilateral. So they take twice as long and it's twice as painful. So I actually lost count, but something I was thinking about is something that I just got asked recently was about turning your feet in different angles to hit the different parts of your calves. My opinion with that is don't waste your time. Just get good at a couple different calf raises. My favorite is just get your favorite standing calf raise, your favorite seated calf raise, and then your favorite, something I really like is calves off the leg press. Or calves off like a leg press machine, or calves off, it's the plated leg press machine, the one where you can use the pin and it's the plate loaded leg press, or the pin loaded leg press machine. Those ones, I probably my absolute favorite. I haven't done it in a while, but recently I just started adding them in, and I think that's feels like the most stable. Like the calves off like a normal plate loaded leg press, sometimes you feel like your feet are kind of slipping. Even like standing calf raises, your feet kind of slip around. But on the pin loaded leg press, it just feels very stable. Obviously it depends on which pin loaded machine you're using. However, most of them have you lying kind of vertical, perpendicular to the floor, and it just feels really good. And also I like leg press, calves off the leg press, even the plate loaded ones, just because you get that weighted stretch at the bottom. So you just kind of lie there and just get that weighted stretch at the bottom, and you just have to focus on driving your toes up. So those are my favorites, and really just grind it out. Like switch it up and just keep going. Over time, your calves will grow. You know, keep the tempo, do it nice and slow like I'm doing. Get that stretch, pause at the bottom, get that full stretch in your calves, and with time, as you progress, as you get stronger, they will grow. Like everything else, really, like everything else. Like yes, calves can be very genetic, however, you can hammer them and make them grow. I remember at one point, I was doing calves like every day. So I read I think it was like a Steve Reeves quote, and he talked about if your arms are as big as your calves, then that's like perfect aesthetics. And I remember my arms at the time was like 16 and a half or something. And I remember my calves was like 15 and a half or something, and I nailed calves. I used to do calves like every single day. And they grew. They grew. Now, am I going to recommend every single day? Probably not. But I think you can increase frequency a lot with calves just because they're a super high use muscle. You're using them every single day, walking around, going places. There's a reason why overweight people have typically big calves, and it's because the constant walking, the constant flexion, the constant work that they're being put under every single day. You know, if I'm 300 pounds and I start walking around, or if I'm 300 pounds just in general and I'm semi-active, my calves are gonna grow. You know, because that's like double my weight. I mean, I'm not that light, but almost double my weight, you know, on my calves, they're gonna grow. You start doing 20,000 steps, like even Japan, like I noticed my knee sleeves were a lot harder to put on than they were before I left. And I wasn't hitting calves or legs at all. That's just from walking around and adding steps. So that's my tip with it. Keep growing them. Yes, I know like team no calves is a thing, it's a joke, but everyone can grow calves. And with that, gotta hit my left leg still. See you in the next one.